Well, it's opening weekend of rifle season down here in Texas. We're going to head down to the ranch and see if we can't get on a couple does. We have specialized doe season these first couple weeks of rifle season. Used to, it was just the 3 days after Thanksgiving, so we're going to go down, try to get on some, see if we can't get a couple down. I'm sticking with my bow. My dad's going to go with the rifle, and we'll go see if we can't shoot us a couple does this weekend.
Well, it's opening morning of rifle season here in Texas, but as you can tell, I'm still in a tree with my bow. So I'm going to try to shoot a doe. Hopefully we can get one to come in. Well, this morning I saw about 15 does and 3 different bucks. Had one that he looked pretty nice, but he was pretty young, so we're hoping he can make it a couple more years and maybe be a giant in a couple years.
Overall, it was a pretty good weekend. We saw a ton of deer. I personally saw 4 or 5 different bucks, all very young, 2.5-year-old. They were really good bucks. A couple 8-points I saw. I also saw a couple does. However, they were pretty far off. Didn't really come in close enough to give me a shot opportunity, especially with the bow. So we're gonna go back next weekend, see if we can't get on a doe next weekend, and go from there.
Well, we just got set up in the stand. It's my last weekend down here in Texas for doe season, right before I go up to Kansas next week to go hunt with my buddy Bailey. Hopefully I can't get on a big buck up there, but we're out here. It's about 81 degrees in November. It's a little warm, but we're still out here, so we're gonna see if we can't get on a doe this evening or in the morning and get after it.
Alright, I'm going to stop this shot about halfway through. Um, this is something that I never want to have happen with the shot ever. This deer, she was broadside 20 yards, and that's a chip shot. However, when a deer ducks 6 inches at 20 yards, things are bound to go wrong. And, that as a hunter and a conservationist, that is never something that you wish to have happen, ever. So this deer, she's standing there broadside, easy shot. As soon as I pull the release, she ducks 6 inches, and it hits her high. I got a follow-up shot on her, and was able to put her out very soon after the initial shot. So after beating myself up for the next 2 or 3 hours, I was finally able to get back to the house and sit down and watch my footage of the shot. And so after watching this footage in super duper slow-mo, and drawing a line across her back and a spot, putting a dot right where I was aiming, I realized then at that point that she had ducked. She had ducked about 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches, and had she not have ducked, the arrow impacts her right where I was aiming, would have been a double lung for sure, and she wouldn't have gone very far as it was. But that's not the case. She did end up ducking the string, and my arrow hit her high. And I thought initially, when I pulled the shot and I watched her go down right there, I thought that I had done something wrong and I was beating myself up. But I composed myself enough to get a follow-up shot and went from there. But as a hunter and a conservationist, that's something that you never want to see happen, is wounding an animal and just watching them suffer. So I was able to get a follow-up shot and put her out, and now we have some more meat in the freezer, and we'll continue to go from there and learn from our mistakes and learn how animals react in certain ways and certain situations.